So it's called Haberdashery by Luna Wolf Studio. Okay. Now let me just set it up on OBS so it's working. Hold on, let me try that again. I want to do it in a way where it's not, it's like not clogging up the... Wait, let me see if... Give me a second. Okay, never mind. I can't seem to get it, so it's just... Oh, no, wait. I did it. Okay. There we go. So, edit scene. Let me just drag it. Okay, here we go. I didn't want sort of my background interfering. Right, and I'm going to give a call. Hey, Andy James Adams and Jeremy. Hello. I am now going to call Nate, and we will get him on the chat. Hey, give me just a second. I need to add you, Google Hangout. And all right. All right, let's do this. Hold on, Nathaniel. Let me just. You can hear me? Okay, and then I'm gonna do screen share. All right, and you can see the screen now. All right, let me turn on the. Oh right, okay. So I'm gonna make sure everyone can hear you, and I'm actually gonna turn. I'm gonna lower the volume on the game.
Okay, yeah, it is pretty loud.
There we go. So. All right, people in the stream, let us know if you can hear both Nate and the game.
Hello, everyone in the stream.
Okay, well we'll go ahead and all right, let me turn this off. Cool. So this game is Haberdashery, and it is it's an infinite runner on a sphere with hats, and that's kind of all that I've played. Okay, up arrow. I'm actually using WASD, by the way, to control. Oh. Okay, so if I hit a rock and I died, and I'm running around and I want to. Are those hats?
Yeah, all different hats. Each hat has its own mechanic. Some good, some bad.
But the way the object on the screen, the pink thing.
Oh, that's a hat box to sort of hide it from you.
Oh, I see. Okay. Let me turn up the volume on it does capture the mood of it. Yeah, the game is making sound. I turned it down a bit. So it is pretty punishing. It's like as soon as you make contact with... Whoa. Was that intentional, the thing that was going on just then?
Yeah, that's the beer helmet, so you get a little bit of sweat.
Oh, I see.
Whereas like this one, you're getting like steadily wider with the chef.
Oh, I see. So all the different hats have different.
Yeah, some will have like advantage. Like I'll do a little bit of giveaway. Like if you get the Viking helmet, you can smash rocks. The George Washington hat will let you cut down trees. That one negates landmines. There you go.
Okay.
Now,
oh, I see. This is the beer one. Okay.
yeah.
I guess the thing is, I'm actually having a really hard time reading the text that comes up. So I don't know if like I'm not looking up there. Like this one, I can't. Whatever.
Okay, so maybe bring that a little lower to get it in the visual plane.
Either that or having maybe not necessarily text the thing that's giving the info. Like, so I actually don't play a lot of Infinite Runners. Like see, okay, now I was just looking at that. What was it? The body.
Oh, nobody understands me. Yeah, the emo hat.
Or either that, or I feel like it should be. Like that was a really difficult font to read.
Oh, okay.
The one that was just then. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Alright, this is pretty hard. Oh right, I totally forgot that I could jump. And so I actually do want to collect more hats. Is that how the scoring works, or?
Yeah, sort of. Your scores. There's not a direct multiplier, but a multiplier for the hats that it's incorporated into the score building. The more interaction you do, the higher your score will go.
Okay, so you could also just score by staying alive.
Yeah, I mean it's the time spent playing as well as the hats collected and the objects interacted with will both factor in the score.
Did the hat just give me an extra life?
Yeah, Crown of Thorns. So you rise again.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, each theme of the hat is supposed to be supported by it allude to the mechanic. So, like, the hat that you're interacting with right now, the hat that you just died on, would be a moon hat, so you actually have lower gravity, it'll affect the jump mechanic.
I see. Yeah. I think part of it for me is, like, I like the idea of the different mechanics, but the game is so fast-paced that I don't even think about how they can be interesting. All I'm doing is just trying to avoid the rocks. Oh, so Edriofer asks, if you're running away from a dragon, why are there giant spike pits and landmines on the ground?
We kind of wanted to go a little bit more absurdist.
Okay.
The landmine might be a little bit of a stretch. The idea was a game with no particular time.
I see. And the idea so then is like is there some kind of like, yeah, I think what I'd like to see is that the mechanic be tie in more with the gameplay. If there's I don't know if you'd make it slower or more strategic.
Maybe
game.
like a slower start would be a really good idea to let people sort of, acclimate before like they have to use the mechanics rapid fire. Like the speed does actually grow over time, but maybe the start is a little high.
Yeah, or because also right now you can't see what hat you're going to get, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is one hat that does allow you to do it, to play strategically.
Oh wait,
This
and
is
so
the
the
hat.
fire is coming up behind me.
Yeah, the whole idea for like core mechanic for the game was sort of Super Crate Box meets Snake.
Okay, I've never played Super Crate Box. So, okay. So I actually did not realize that I was causing the fire.
Well, the dragon
until
is
every
following
other-
you laying down fire is sort of the idea.
Oh, so the dragon is blowing fire behind me, which
Yeah,
is causing...
I think we need something that like shows the fire falling down from the dragon, or maybe coming in bursts.
Right. Oh, I see. So that's why... Have you thought about doing it a much slower game, but where it's like Snake... Okay.
Yeah, where it's more.
Where it's just
more
Snake on a sphere?
Yeah, I'd like to test it with like a much slower build and see like what the player response is, because it is pretty difficult right now, and the rate at which people have to interact with spawned objects is really high.
The rate at which... Sorry?
Like all the obstacles that come up, and the rate people have to like do avoidance on them and things like that does seem really high.
Yeah, I just feel like all I'm doing is trying to avoid rocks and spikes and fire, and I'm not really... I'm like not getting the chance to appreciate what all the different mechanics are. I mean, I would also think, in fact, if you hadn't told me that, I wouldn't have really noticed anything, except for maybe like stuff like... See, I was thinking with stuff like this is where you would go into another world, and does the moon world have like a much lower gravity so you can jump higher?
Yeah, it's significantly
Okay.
lower. Yeah, like the idea is that's a total environment change.
Right.
Yeah, and that'll negate the mines. Like that's one of the more punishing ones, actually.
The beer one.
Yeah, and then we've got the raptor. That one's going to do the faster turn radius.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it's just happening so fast for me that, like, I don't even... Oops. I think Nate's computer just went to sleep. I'll try again, but it's more too many obstacles at the start. How do you keep it from generating impossible situations? I don't think it does. I think it just lets you die. Well, yeah, Nate, it said your computer went to sleep. I think it doesn't let you generate. I think it just generates impossible situations and then you just die, right? And I guess in that case it's not super punishing because hey. Okay, Nate is back on, but I can't, unfortunately I can't hear him. Oh. Let me see if... Right, I don't, we're having some technical difficulties. with the voice chat. Basically, I had Nate on, but I couldn't actually hear him. Hey, Crazy Raz, how's it going? Okay, now I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Now you're good. So, yeah, the thing for me is, so like I might not be the best person to test this on just because I don't play a lot of infinite runners. I guess if you jump a lot, that helps.
Yeah, most of the obstacles can be avoided by jumping. The timing is pretty precise, but yeah, it definitely sounds like our punishment's really high.
I guess I just think, like, for me the most interesting thing about this game is having is that it takes place on a sphere, which is really cool. And I also because I'm like a puzzle game maker, right? It's like I would want to make Snake but slower, where you have to understand the geometry of the sphere in order to kind of solve interesting situations or to do more strategic thinking.
Yeah, we do have an arcade mode coming along,
okay,
where we're going to do a little bit more like that.
Yeah, and then just in terms of the art style, is that this is all still work in progress, or is this what you guys kind of have in mind?
Oh no, definitely work in progress.
Okay.
Like for my other game, I do all pen and ink illustration, and
nice.
This is Undercog's all pen and ink, but wrapped on 3D models. But I exaggerate that a lot more and use edge detection shaders to sort of highlight it.
Right.
And I'd like to get a lot more of that into this game. This was just sort of like we put this out there actually for web player to just sort of test the mechanics we have out there.
Yeah, like I think the oh man, is that gonna blow up? What? Yeah, I think that stuff is cool, and I kind of think there should be. Yeah, I don't know if if the solution is to like slow it down or to change the mechanics, but yeah, that would be, I think, my biggest criticism is I feel the gameplay itself is like so fast that I don't get a chance to check out all the cool mechanics you guys have, which are really cool. Like with this bomb in the moon, and like the chef thing, the chef growing fatter. That one I definitely would not have noticed had you not told me.
Okay.
I think also because I'm never looking at the sheep, right? Like, why would I'm like never looking at the body. I'm always looking at just right here.
Like sort of the space in front.
I'm really looking at kind of the space in front, and not anywhere else. And that's kind of like where my eyes stayed the whole time.
Yeah. Maybe a different camera angle. Like maybe drop the camera down and back a little bit. Down and back, just having it zoomed out more, sort of. Well, maybe a little lower, like a little bit more horizon-ish, and then so it sort of forces a negative space for the call-outs where it's sort of hinting at the mechanics.
I see, huh?
Yeah, we do have one feature, like back in the menus area, where there's your Haberdashery, your hat shop, where you can sort of see the hats up closer and the call-outs to sort of take like a step back and see.
Hey, Desalu's Dev. But so Main J asked, like, so what if you're looking from the first-person perspective of the dragon?
Huh.
I guess are you sort of?
I mean, you're pretty close to there. I mean, we could definitely push that. Like, maybe even like at the very bottom, give like a subtle hint with like the claws.
What if you're playing as the dragon? And you could do like an asymmetric multiplayer.
Oh, that would be awesome. Actually, that would be amazingly fun.
Honey Pop, hello. Infinite Runner plus times bullet hell. Wow, that's like a really gory spike. I just noticed that.
Yeah. That was an early drawing, and I might have been in the mood.
And have you guys thought of other sort of just completely different variations of this? Oh, I see. So now I see. This is the hat that lets me see what the other hats are.
Oh, the wizard hat? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where the hat boxes become transparent. You can't like 100% see what they are, but you can definitely get an idea.
Oh, I should have just jumped. What's your high score?
I'm actually the worst person on the because it's me and a couple of the other guys. Like I'm with Geek Monster Games, and they're Luna Wolf Studios. So there's actually a couple people that like we talk mechanics. Jeff's the programmer, I do the art, and then like the other guys from the team like contribute mechanics. And I'm by far the worst player on the team. I can do about like 45k, 50k ish.
50k.
Yeah.
No, that's a lot better than my. I'm barely. Yeah, I'm like 4k.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. There's one guy, Sam. He's actually like the app developer in the group, and he can do like 300k or something ridiculous. I haven't really checked the scores because I'm bad at it.
Oh, so David Kilmer, he said he suggested being the dragon and throwing things out in front of the sheep.
Oh, okay. The sheep would have to be like an AI at that point, or like as another player?
Yeah, I mean, it would probably... I don't know which one would be easier. Whether it's AI... Because the thing with AI is then you want to make it not too easy, not too predictable.
Yeah.
And with the player, you wouldn't have to worry about that, but then you'd have to get, like, networking running, so...
You could always test it local first.
Yeah, it kind of depends on what the skill set you're working with is, because that would just be interesting to test out and see. And what does Milady do?
It is that's the Fedora. That model is still very much in progress. That one gives a chance for the other hats to like you won't necessarily pick them up.
So with oh, I see.
Yeah, like so there's a random roll on whether you'll actually pick up a hat box when you collide with it.
Right. Is there's like a... So with the fire, I can't jump over it? Is that what happens?
You can jump in the gap in between them.
Oh, but I can't jump over the fire.
Not like the direct center of the fire, but if you jump through the gap in the middle, you can make it.
Honey Pop, no, this is not Epilepsy Cancer Simulator. This is Haberdashery by... So is it Luna Wolf, or...?
Well, yeah, Luna Wolf's publishing the game. I just do the art for this one.
Okay. And we have Nate, this is Nate Flynn, by the way, who's the artist on this game. What does this one do, like, other than the banners?
I'm actually watching the stream. Which one was it? Was it red, white, and blue?
The white and blue, red, white, and blue. Yeah.
Switches it out to exclusively spawn mines.
And not spikes.
Yeah, and mines are much easier to jump, so it's sort of a good hat to position yourself for
I
a
see.
decent pickup.
Yeah, I think all of that is just getting lost.
Yeah.
Is there... I think what would be kind of cool is you can start doing combinations.
Yeah, we actually have discussed that, and there would be some really neat combinations. Like, I was kind of hoping to, like, maybe get a hat that would start combining, like, the next 3 you pick up.
Right. I see. So you start
so, like, there would be...
It's
yeah,
like
there would be a trigger for chaining.
This is, No, it's not... It's the sheep that's moving, not the planet. Sort of. I guess it doesn't matter. It could be both.
Yeah, actually, the sheep is fixed. Everything rotates around it, actually.
Oh, I see. So it is actually the planet that's moving.
Yeah.
But from a gameplay though, it feels more like it's the... It is the sheep. I'm controlling the sheep and not the planet. Have you thought of making it where it's... No, I guess it would be more like the dragon. I was thinking where you have you control the planet. but I don't think that adds too much difference.
Actually, that would be interesting if we wanted to go up to like even more players from multiplayer.
Right.
Like you could have a slight variation on the planet's tilt to either help or harm, so you'd be a middleman
Right.
between dragon and sheep.
Hey, you know, I have an idea, which is when you hit a hat, why don't you... It might be too disruptive to the pacing, but I was thinking it would stop, and you could have 3 choices of power-ups to go with.
Oh, that was Chuchimi did that. They had like this really quick like choosing screen.
Right, I think I'm thinking like a Nuclear Throne. I haven't played too much of that, but right where it's like you could choose your level up, and that can be, you know, you could do it where you collect a certain number of hats, and instead of that changing it all the time, is like once you collect 5 hats, you get a choice of power up, and so you don't break up the pacing. Right, like you still have this really fast-paced thing, and you don't have too many stops in between. But when you do have the stop, you can kind of read what each one is going to do, and kind of play with that. I think.
Yeah. Yeah, the getting like a little bit of player choice in there, or maybe even if you just like cached your last 3.
I guess part of it too is just like what does Clever Girl do?
That improved turn radius. That's the Raptor Jurassic Park.
See, I think that's just too subtle, and like even when I was playing with that, I never noticed what was going on, and it becomes this weird thing because you can't guarantee when you're gonna get it, right? So you like never know. You're just like that comes up and it makes no difference to me, and I'm not even playing. Like I'm thinking if I knew what that did, then I could adjust my strategy as I'm playing.
Okay.
That makes sense. Which
yeah, I'm definitely seeing like and in the chat people saying that the mechanics are too ambiguous. They aren't like described up front.
Right. That one was good. I mean the bomb and the timer counting down. I was like, I gotta change, or I'm going to. You know, I think what you should have is more. I think the Hey, Spherical Penguin. Yeah, today we're doing, we're kind of doing like game critiques on Friday, and so Nate Flynn has sent us this game he's been working on with Luna Wolf Studio called Haberdashery. It's a infinite runner that takes place on the surface of a sphere. Like I feel like because there are multiple kinds of power-ups. Like I feel that some of the hats give you an ability, and some give you like really fun gameplay changes, and I think the bomb falls under the gameplay changing thing, but the power-ups would be more fun as like a strategy.
Yeah.
And hello, Andy James Adams. Yeah, because is there a hat store?
Yeah, if you go out to the menu, we want to do the hats by unlockable. Right now, there's about 20 in. The goal is 40 plus. And you can see which hats are unlocked right now. All of the hats that are in the game right now are unlocked, but they'll be unlocked through gameplay. My Haberdashery, top right. Yeah.
Oh, so the box on hat obscures your vision. Yeah. Like, right, I think what you should have is, I'm wondering if you can have multiple things, but then it's like, why would you... I was thinking like you can have blue hats that you collect 5 blue hats and then you get a power-up that makes you jump higher or makes you turn faster, and then a red hat that's a surprise, but then it's like, why would you ever go for a red hat? You should just always go for blue hats, right?
Yeah, the visual indicators thing, like, it's hard because, I mean, don't want to give away too much or anything like that, but, like, 'cause I really like the sort of random grab and play to it.
Yeah. I see. Right. It is, I think it is, the surprise is fine. I think what's most interesting is if you could have, if like you constantly have to change your strategy based on what you've got. Like I think this would be a really cool infinite runner, and be very different. I don't play that many. I just played like Temple Run once. That's like the iPad game, but I'm thinking if it did one where you could choose how if it was one where you had to constantly change your gameplay strategy based on random power-ups.
Maybe something like a world condition where the world changes as your visual cue.
Yeah, like see, that was like I think the bomb works tremendously well. Like out of all the mechanics, that one is definitely my favorite because it just the visual. You know, it's so concise. Like it's got the bomb symbol, it's got the countdown, and right away I knew when it hits 0, I'm gonna die. And it is. I was like, oh, hurry up and find a hat. You know.
Yeah. It's weird because actually convention testing, that was like the last thing people picked up.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah, I think it's the difference between like someone like very puzzle and logic oriented playing versus, you know, someone who might be more used to the casual.
Right. Yeah, and I guess it depends on really who's your audience for this. Because I feel like all the suggestions I'm giving you is like to make it more of almost a puzzle game that's disguised as an infinite runner, right? It's like
which actually I see a lot of appeal in.
That's the what?
I actually see a lot of appeal in that. Like, yeah, like obviously this game is about trying a lot of different mechanics on a very simple backbone, and like getting into something more puzzly would be really cool.
To answer Disalu's dev's question, the dragon is actually there because it creates fire behind you. But I guess that's really the only mechanic that the dragon adds, right? Is that it creates this fire behind me that I can't go back to.
Yeah, thus far it is. Eventually the dragon's going to be the cleanup for death animations and things like that, where he'll actually swoop in and take the sheep away.
Right.
And beyond that, like there are some mechanics that are based around the dragon that are not in play yet.
I see. Yeah, I mean, do you guys have you guys kind of wanna? I guess it's still early, so.
Yeah, this is just like.
Yeah,
this is like the very basic backbone for the game to like test out mechanics and see where it's going. Like one thing that's been really great is we've gotten a lot of cool feedback on this, including this stream, and we're kind of seeing where it's going to go. Like we have in mind like a sort of a very basic like yes, we want to do a game that has a really simple backbone and pushes a lot of mechanics, but where it goes in terms of like core of gameplay is still somewhat open.
Yeah. I'm definitely more in favor of, and I like I said, I don't know how you would do it, but more in favor of pushing it towards a not necessarily slower game, but one where you have to strategize more in a more obvious way than this. Yeah. So I guess it's like. Both it's unclear what each new mechanic does, and
yeah, we are firing pretty quick.
Yeah, and also it's too the gameplay itself is like too fast for me to appreciate the differences between the mechanics, except for the really kind of major ones like the bomb. You know, that one I like because it just feels like you all of a sudden have to. It doesn't matter whatever you were doing before. This is what you have to worry about now, and I think the others. Maybe not quite as impactful.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, and I can see like maybe the bomb hat being moved to like a world condition where that if you're doing like say you had collected another hat and it's for a positive thing and you're working that strategy, then the bomb comes into play and sort of sets your whole strategy asunder.
Right. The fire is really punishing. I feel like you should be able to jump over it. Maybe.
Which one?
The fire.
Yeah, I was thinking either set it so you can jump over it, or set it so there's gaps in between and you have to make a very narrow gap.
Yeah. Have you guys played Race the Sun?
Yeah.
Yeah. This... Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's an infinite flyer, but I was thinking because it has like those towers that fall down, so there's almost a timing element to the gaps, where it's like you know the gap looks like this, but then the towers fall down, so you really got to center yourself into the middle. I don't think I've seen any of those here yet. Does that make sense?
Yeah, where you're pushing like a timing element, where there's a strategy about aligning yourself.
Right, and you have time to line yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you can sort of see the gap closing or something
Right.
of that nature.
So it like you see this up in the distance, and you know like, okay, I'm gonna have to. I don't know if it. Your game might be too fast for that, because I don't have too much with the reaction time, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's sort of a very twitchy game right now.
I mean, but so is Race the Sun, but that one just has a much longer view distance to,
Yeah.
to plan ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe just a different camera angle or a different radius, like get us up a little higher, so you have a little bit more of like a planning element.
Oh, I think no, that was not my best score. That was a pretty good run though.
When you die, it'll show your best score.
Oh, I just saw that. I mean, it's more than 3D Snake with a few power-ups. I think it's, I mean, I guess suppose it is like 3D Snake with power-ups, but I feel like you can do more with it. Oh, so this doesn't really make sense, right? That the sheep gets a hat covering his view, and then I get my view covered.
Well, yeah, in a third-person game, yeah.
Yeah, to me, it just feels like it's like I'm like da 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 da, and then I get the bomb and it's like, hurry up! And then yeah, I actually didn't notice the turn radius too much when I had the clever girl just then. And I just had it and I was trying to be I was trying to pay attention to it, but sheep behind drunk. Does changing the planet radius do anything interesting? Have you guys tried that?
Actually, we haven't really messed with that, and that is a really good point something to check out. I think if we were to change the planet radius, we'd definitely have to tweak like the rate at which things spawn.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay, now I'm seeing. Yeah. Okay, I'm paying. Like, the thing is also you have to have them for a while and. Okay, so this is another thing I want to bring up, which is I think from your moment to moment, all you're doing is looking for the next hat. So like, I don't know if you guys have looked at the time between hat moment. It's gotta be like, it's like 2 seconds, right?
Yeah.
It's like all.
So yeah.
So I don't know if some of the mechanics seem like you would. Okay, so what's the scoring with hat? I get it's like 100 points per hat.
Well, you get a pickup, and then it's also factored in as a multiplier to the number you've accrued.
Oh, I see. So I do want to keep getting hats.
Yeah.
So
the idea is because some of the hats are negative, you have to be rewarded for interacting with them.
Right. So I think that's kind of a weird conflict there, because you want players to keep getting hats. So it's like ideally you want the time in between hats to be really short, but then I feel like with some of the power-ups, there's not actually enough time to really do anything with them.
Yeah, maybe spanning the hats out a little further, letting people actually like get used to the mechanic long enough, or actually just scaling it over time, where like you start out with hats pretty far, and then you have time to get into the mechanic, and then it gets closer and closer and closer.
Right.
So like the whole game accelerates, so you have to get used to reacting to the mechanics really quickly.
Or you know, you could change all the mechanics so that they're almost like much more instant, right? Like the chef thing. What was that? That's like a very that one is one where I think the gameplay outpaces the mechanic
Okay.
thing. Like the chef makes you really wide and it slows you down, and you're much easier to hit stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The idea is to make it doughier.
I feel like it happens fast enough that you can't see. Like
Yeah, maybe just an
it renders
instant
a
change.
Yeah.
Or like a really short, very quick animation of just one change where you just are slower. Because it does grow over time. But yeah, I think the grow over time is lost.
Yeah, I do like the visual blocking thing. I think works quite well. But yeah, I mean, I think so. I think that's pretty much it. By the way, where are you guys based?
We're actually in Delaware.
In Delaware.
Yeah.
Actually, not just incorporated there.
Yeah, as opposed to like all of the other companies that have like I think a PO box here.
Right.
Although I will say incorporation was really easy here.
Yeah, that's what you guys are famous for.
Yeah, we're famous for that, and like I think the Wayne's World where they reference us being a truck stop.
And you guys are so you work with Luna Wolf Studios, or Undercog is your own game?
Yeah, Undercog's my main game. They have other games that they work on, and it's so basically I'm just doing art for this one, and sort of I did like the base core mechanic. All of the other mechanics are very like cooperative. Everybody contributes, and then Jeff Fisher of Luna is doing the programming.
I see. Okay, and well, Disalu's dev, he's actually from Delaware as well.
Oh, what's up?
You guys have a pretty cool indie scene there, or is it just you guys in town? I haven't.
There are a couple other people around. Wilmington University actually has like a dedicated games program, which is pretty cool. We with Luna Wolf Studios again, I participated in their game jam, which was a really fun event.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I'm always interested to hear like how indie scenes are in other places. There's kind of New York, LA, Boston are pretty big.
Well, we've also got like that really cool like add-on where we're so close to Philly and so close to Baltimore.
I don't know about too much Baltimore. I know like Cypher Prime is in Philadelphia.
Yeah, they do like a dev night up there. I keep meaning to make it up there. Like I actually talked to a bunch of the people that like hang out there at Too Many Games, the convention at Oaks, and I'm just like I've got to get up there, but work and game development kind of makes it difficult.
What was that? What was that convention you said? It's
Too Many Games.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in Oaks, PA.
Oaks, Pennsylvania. That's a town. Okay.
Yeah, it's Too Many Games. I don't know what their attendance was. It's weird. I went there like 2 years ago, and it's definitely like doubled in size since then. And the EB Showcase was good. It was I think 40 devs there, or 40 groups of devs.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, and so let me just kind of show everyone the. Hold on a second. Yeah, so this is sorry, I just realized I was blocking your face with So Undercog is the game that you are working on, and that one you are working on by yourself?
Yeah, that one's solo.
Okay.
Yeah, sort of like decidedly solo, because I'd really like to see that project through to completion. That one's but much bigger game, much more like slow development than Haberdashery.
Well, I think it'd be kind of cool to, when you think that one's ready, to have it on the stream.
Yeah, I think I've got like another month before it's like proper demo ready.
Okay.
that one's definitely more of an art push game. So like getting individual assets into it takes like a really long time.
Yeah. So you are who sheep and hats is who are
Yeah, that's the one. Sheep and Hats is just for Haberdashery. That's where we put like update stuff. That's where you take feedback.
Oh, that makes
Undercog
sense.
Game Dev is me.
Okay.
Luna Wolf Studios is them. And there's also more Haberdashery stuff on the Luna Wolf page. And the Undercog page is actually just Undercog. Probably shouldn't have been on there, but.
All right, cool. Well, yeah, I hope that was helpful. Kind of.
Oh no, that was really helpful.
Yeah.
One of the things I was definitely looking forward to for this stream is like you're definitely like a puzzles first guy, and like getting a completely different perspective on it has been really cool.
Yeah, I'm like, because the thing is, I'm really bad at like execution-based games, and so like for me now, I don't even play real-time strategy games. I only play turn-based stuff. That's just,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You know,
Yeah,
it's
that
like,
fresh set of eyes though is good.
I feel with real-time strategy, I would just lose based on slowness of me doing stuff.
Yeah, that's why I stay away from fighters. I like you get me in front of Super Smash, I might be like one of the worst players ever.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for coming.
Well, thank you very much. Oh, and thank you for having me. That was awesome. I've got actually, a pile of notes to go over now.
Cool. And if you guys make changes to it, would love to kind of check out new versions of it.
Oh yeah, definitely. We actually have it up on Newgrounds right now, just sort of get feedback. So actually, all the changes we do, we put up as we do them.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so like I think this build is live right now. I'm not sure if it's this exact build, but it's something very, very close. And yeah, as we get to builds that implement features that we really want feedback on, they'll be there.
Main GI just said he hopes the pile of notes is for Chris, my programmer.
Yeah, if Chris wants to come help us out,
Yeah. Chris is busy.
Although I think
as it
he's
is.
super busy.
Yes. All right. Well, I will see you around.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Willie. I'll catch you later.
And now I guess I'm gonna go ahead and we'll get David. I'm gonna just take a quick break, and we'll get David set up, and we'll kind of show his game, Reproduction Man, which is a much slower paced game, but also very, very cool.